Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. This is your host, your author, your transformational speaker, and life coach, Lonnie Grant. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Breakthrough Lounge. So today, you guys, you're in for an amazing treat once again. So I want to give a huge shout out to Vox Wave Radio, the amazing Reggie Reg, and our phenomenal engineer, Mr. Ron himself. So a huge shout out, Mr. Ron. So you guys, do you know what month it is this month? It's an incredible month. It's our month.
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes. It's the Queen's Month. It's Women's Month, you guys. It's our month every month. But, you know, people just decided to, highlight us in the month of March. Mm-hmm. So tonight, I want to just share some things that as women of purpose, women in business, women just going through struggles, women that's trying to raise their children in a better environment, just women in its whole, like how we just make things happen. Mm-hmm. Men ain't like us.
No.
They don't make things happen like we make things happen. When kids get in trouble, the first person they run to is who? The woman, the mother. Mm-hmm. So tonight, that's what I want to talk about. So on Facebook, you guys, I did drop the actual phone number, which is 240-719-2560. So if you want to call in to shout out your business, especially the women. So if you're a woman and you have a business and you want to air it so people can go back and possibly go to your website, please, please, please don't hesitate. Don't feel ashamed. Just call us. Call us. So tonight I have a special guest who we're going to sit and have some girl talk. And she also has an amazing show. and her name is Mignon.
Hello,
Yes.
hello, hello.
So I want you to tell my audience who you are, what's your show, what you got going on, what you're doing.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Lonnie, for having me here. As she said, I am Mignon. I am actually Mignon Brown Anderson. I do have a show here every Monday night at Vox Wave. It's the Mignon Show with my awesome co-host, Roz in the Community. And so what that platform does is that we just talk about all the issues that affects our community. And so we just start the conversation. I started the show because I do also have a nonprofit organization, which is the Keisha Brown Foundation. And the organization is dedicated to the eradication of domestic violence. So with that being a platform, I use this TV platform to highlight those things that happen inside the home and how abuse affects us in the home and actually spills out into the community. And so we connect people with resources and other businesses, and then we highlight Black entrepreneurs to the community and just support one another.
Yeah, so it's a lot of positivity on her show. Every day before I come in, it's like a party, you guys. It's like a jam. And it's a lot of great energy, you know. So it's not just, you know, we just come here and it is so, you know, like you can't have fun. You make your show whatever you want your show to be, the atmosphere, the culture of your show. But it just speaks volume to see more women stepping up to have their show and to use this platform because, you know, many years ago we didn't have these type of platforms.
Absolutely.
So it is amazing that every day I'm seeing more women coming into themselves and say, hey, I think I can do that too.
Absolutely, because I have been doing TV for 2 years, and that's how I came in. Another woman that I had met at one of my speaking engagements, I met her there after I spoke, and we had some little chit-chat, but then we started following each other on social media, and right after that, God started speaking to me about opening my platform, and he was showing me a show and radio and everything. And I'm like, you know, and sometimes we go before God. And I'm like, okay. So I started selecting people who I want to be on the show and what it's going to look like. And nothing came about. So I said, okay, God, I'll put that on the back burner and I'll let you handle this. Well, like 3 months later, this woman that I met at my event came to me and said, hey, I seen your post you put up yesterday, and God told me to call you. I'm getting ready to have my own show, but I don't want to do it alone.
Oh,
and God said that you would be my co-host. And I said, look at God.
Look at God.
Brought me right in, started the show. It was called Time for a Change with Shuri and Mignon. And it just opened up the door to so much more. And now I have my own show, and God said, you're going to give back to other women what was given to you. So that's why I had opened my show up to have different co-hosts every month. And what was happening is that no one knew that I was going to have a permanent co-host. But I was watching them and I was studying them. How did they throw themselves in there? How did they help market the brand? What did they do? And so that's why now Roz is my permanent co-host.
That's amazing. So in hearing that kind of was my story where a young lady gave me an opportunity, Bridget Davis, to be her co-host. And that was an amazing opportunity because I got to sit along with her and learn this whole industry. It was like, okay, this is how you do this. And some people have to be coachable and teachable and don't feel like, you know, well, why they want me to be a part of their brand? Or no, you got to be, people are forgetting how to be an intern. Sit back, let somebody train you who have been in the business, and then you can venture off and be able to do something on your own. But I really think it's important to be able to learn how to be coached.
Absolutely. In order to be a great leader, you must be an awesome servant. Yeah. You have to serve in some positions. It's not always about you being in the front. Even though I lead up my own organization and a lot of things that I'm a part of, I am the face of. It's a lot of things that I do behind the scenes. And people be like, I can't believe that you come in and do this. I said, because, you know, I give my work honor to God. So it's always of me, how can I be a service to someone else? And as long as I live my life of understand of how can I be a service to someone else, God always blesses me with so much more that I can carry.
That's it.
So I don't ever worry about that. I tell people I'm never in competition with anybody.
Oh, no.
If I can be a help to someone, another woman, to help bring her over and show her things, I do it.
Yeah, because it makes me think of my event that I'm actually having this month called I Am Her. So many people, they'll look at other women and they'll, in that competition thing, and I'm better and this, and the whole time, you are her. You didn't experience something directly that person may be going through, but you can identify somewhere in that person's life where you felt that way, where you didn't, go through domestic, violence, but you went through maybe your husband cheating.
Right.
So the hurt is still the same. You still can identify. So that's when I, came up with that name, like, I am her. You ain't got time to be judging. You got to pull other people up. You see women who may be going through, it's not your time to say, you know what, let me, put this person on Facebook and tell people what this person ain't got and this person's shortcomings. No.
And it's very important for me, like when it comes to women, because growing up I'm a native Washingtonian. When I was growing up, it was always of everything women were put against each other. And even in the workplace, my former career, I was in real estate management. So I did a lot of property management, real estate, all those different types of things. And I noticed with me building my career in that, when it came time for promotions, all the women would keep me down and want to keep me stagnant. But it took in my life of working with men, and every man seen my potential and gave me a promotion and kept pushing me. And so when I got in a position of being in management, that I had made it, I always would go and take the young sister that's there and teach her everything I know, so she wouldn't be hindered by the same behavior of envious women and jealous women, because you take pride in yourself. Because your hair is done nice, your clothes is nice, and the men like you. You can't help who like you, but they will hold you accountable for that and be jealous of you, and they will keep you down. So I said, you know what? I'm not going to be that woman. I'm going to give other women what wasn't given to me.
Yeah.
And I'm going to love on them, and I'm going to show them, no, we're not all like that.
No.
We can be supportive of one another. It's enough for all of us at the top. And we make a louder bang with all of us together.
We do. We make some huge noises. It's like, come on. Especially as black women, it's like we don't have to be like that at all.
And everybody expects us to be like that.
Yeah. Downplay everything. Like, you can have a best friend that got a promotion. Oh, so you got a little promotion.
Yes.
Why everything got to be little? What's this little stuff about? Like, oh, I heard you wrote your little book. And it's like, okay, is it that hard for somebody just to acknowledge that their friend did something? So, and I noticed that it's just a lot of women still dealing with some stuff in there.
Absolutely.
And that's why I tell women, it's not about you, because I'll talk to certain women, they're like, I don't know what it is. People don't like me. I'm like, it's not you.
It's not you.
It's the things that they're still struggling with. They may still have some mommy issues, some daddy issues. This has nothing to do with you.
And you know how that mirror is, honey. When you look in that mirror, you're looking right at yourself.
That's it.
So you're seeing all your insecurities. And a lot of times what I have found, when you hear people that respond to you like that, oh, it's just this little accomplishment, it's still something that they would never do.
Yeah. Because some people are afraid.
Oh, fear.
I mean, fear, especially when
fear has killed more dreams than anything. Fear.
And people, and what I don't understand, we have the same amount of hours, we have the same amount of days. Everything. The only thing that makes us different is work ethic, and that we just smash fear in the face.
Right.
But you cannot get mad. Just like for you, there may be many of women that say, I want to do a show. And been talking about it forever. And you're like, It ain't nothing to it. Just get your coins.
Yep.
And
You
name
wanna
the
come
show
on?
and call it a day. But they'll envy you because you've been going strong for how many years now? For probably
2
3 years.
years.
Yes, 2 years. So then when they look back and they're like, oh, Mignon still doing that show? Yep, I'm still doing it, and I'm
you
still
know what?
going.
That is so true, because I've had my nonprofit now. I'm going into the 12th year, right? And I remember at the 5th year, and one of my cousins, she was asking me something. I said, oh, I got an event that I'm doing for my nonprofit. And her response to me was, oh, you still doing that? I was like,
wow.
I said, I'm going to be doing this to the day I die.
Yeah.
I said, I'm going to be doing this.
Yeah.
You know?
And not allowing those comments to kind of affect us, too, because sometimes because it's our baby, because we nurture it, we have to know that it's going to come with some backlash from people. Like it is what it is, you know. And then knowing that everybody won't support us, you know, the closest people, because we see that a lot on social media, and you probably experience, I know I've experienced where I'm like, you know, why don't people do this? Your own friends and family. And then I had to get out of that because God is like, hold on. I assign people to your mission.
Absolutely.
You're missing out on the people that I assigned to you, and you worried about these other people. They're not the assignment for your task.
And that's where we get caught.
You be not grateful?
Because that's a distraction for you. Because we all been there. Because we think that the people that say they love us and support us, that they supposed to be there as that ride or die person and cheering us on. But it's like you said, it's not them. And God has other people assigned to that. So we have to move past who's not sharing, who's not liking, and to understand, okay, well, those are not my people.
And it's okay.
And it's okay. It's okay.
Because how many times have you met somebody just at an event or at a speaking engagement? You met the young lady at a speaking engagement, and voila.
And look what she has done to my life. She has changed the trajectory of my life.
And you didn't know her.
And I didn't know her from no one.
No one. Look how many people who probably supported everything that you've done, and you're like, well, God, I just met these people. So let these other people off the hook.
Yes.
Let them off the hook. It's okay. I think about when I wrote my book, and I'm like, I'm doing pre-sales, and I'm, you know, mailing stuff off. I'm like, I don't know nobody in Hawaii. Who's in Iowa? But people who follow me on social media, and they will watch my lives, so it wasn't nobody that I knew. So then it was like that aha moment clicked in me where God was like, I told you I got you.
Right.
You're distracted by the other people that is going to come for the discount.
Yes.
Want it for free. So you're never going to really grow your business the way I would want it to grow, because the people who know you are going to want something from it.
That's right.
And the people who don't, that I have attached to you, they're going to make your business prosper.
Absolutely. And God says he's the one who gives promotion.
That's it. That's it.
So
that's it.
We have to stay committed to the bigger vision of what God gave us, because everybody that has a dream of business, God had given them that vision. Way before it ever manifested. God had already put that vision, that thought in your mind. And so he just need us to manifest it. So as long as we're walking and doing what he needs us to do, can't nobody on this earth stop it.
That's it.
They can't stop it.
They can't stop it,
and I think
they want it.
And I think once we get that, that's when it explodes. That's when God takes us to that next level, because I had to realize that when it comes to God and having your understanding of everything, it's different levels to it. And at every level, we're being tested to see if we're ready to go to the next level. And if not, we will keep repeating the same thing.
You will always keep repeating, because you're not learning. And I remember learning that even with my dance program, like, my vision wasn't God's vision. You know, you end up in a lot of black businesses. That's why some people always say, that's why I don't go to black business. That's why I don't do this. I think a lot of us have great intention, but we lose our why. We get in it, and then you start being manipulated with the distractions, and then you start going out of the will of the why or what you're supposed to do, and then you start slacking. Then you start lowering your standards, and then your business closes. And then everybody like, hold on, they had the best wings over there. They had the best this, or I used to get my clothes over there. What happened? You lost your why. So I think for like women starting businesses, you really got to know your why.
Yes.
And be
That's
authentic.
first.
Like, don't, I can't try to do what you do. I can have a show, but I can't run it like you do it. Like, stand true to yourself, because we watch so much social media and TV that we start mimicking somebody else. And it's like, you know why that didn't prosper for you? Because you stopped being true to who yourself was, and then you started wanting to do everything somebody else was doing because you felt like they were making money.
Absolutely.
Oh, they making all this money. That was for them. You got a different route that you going to make money. You trying to take a shortcut.
Yeah.
And now you coming off as not authentic.
That's right.
And I'm seeing a lot of that on social media.
I see a lot of that, and I'm just going to throw it out there because
please.
I am just that type of person.
Yes, we real.
Very controversial sometimes. But even I said that one time, with everybody out here wanting to be a coach or something.
Oh, yeah.
You have so many people out here wanting to be a coach, and there's a lot of people who shouldn't be coaches.
Because some people haven't done their work.
They haven't done the work.
They haven't done no work.
They haven't done the work. They just look at your life and see that you're a coach. Oh, I can do that. I could do what she doing.
I can do what she doing.
But no, you can't.
It's real, because you're dealing with people's lives. There's a lot. It's not just about how fancy you dress. It's not fancy how you got your social media lined up. That has nothing to do with it.
And a lot of that is a facade.
It's a facade,
It's
guys.
makeup and pictures and stuff.
It.
You have to watch. And I have known people personally that have called themselves coaches, and they ain't doing nothing in their own life.
Oh, nothing.
Nothing in their own life. And I'm gonna pay you to do what? Where is yours?
And don't have a coach.
Don't have a mentor
at all. Nobody that they can be accountable to their mess. And it's like when you call people out, and it's like, are you kidding me? So that's a big deal.
And that's why you have to be careful. You have to really be careful.
Do your research.
Yes, when you want to coach, because it's some phenomenal coaches out here that's really doing the work, that can really help you get to where you need to be. But just trusting everybody out here that says they're a coach, you have to look deeper into that. You do. And I feel so bad for some people, because I have heard some of the horror stories of women who pay these other groups of women all this money to sit in these workshops and conferences, and they're being ripped off.
Yeah.
I have heard of people paying for classes because this stuff is online, and when it's time for your class, you can't find the person. They have shut down these websites.
Oh, yeah.
So you have to be very careful with what you're doing out here, and making sure that these businesses are reputable, and ask for some references.
Yeah. And that's what people are not doing, is asking for references, because they're seeing how many followers.
Yes.
And people got to remember, years ago, people were buying
likes
and the followers. So you may go to somebody's page now where they're at 1 million, right? Remember, they was in that group of few years ago when people were buying the followers.
That's right.
So you got to be careful. And then you got some phenomenal coaches who don't even have social media.
Yep.
You'd be surprised at some of the people that you find that's not a social media guru that's going to give you authentic stuff. Because my life coach, I had never heard of her, but through a friend of mine, and I had just watched her walk. And I was like, hold on, what you do? What you got going on over here? This glow? But that coach wasn't not no person that was out to get people money. She wanted to know, are you going to do the work first? If you're not going to commit to this process, I won't be able to work with you.
And it's not for everybody. I tell people that everybody wants to be an entrepreneur, because and I say, well, why do you want to be an entrepreneur? Because I don't want to work for nobody.
It's
deeper than that.
Deep.
Well, let me tell you something. Being an entrepreneur, I have no days off. I work 7 days a week. hours. And just like I seen a meme that it says, entrepreneurship is not for everybody. Some people are trying to get away from 40 hours a week to go and work 100 hours a week. And that's so true.
It is.
You working I work more than 40 hours a week. And it's just me. And then I don't have the leisure of saying, okay, well, somebody else will take care of this. No, everything is on you.
Yeah. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's
and it
a
ain't
lot
for
to pay everybody.
Yes.
So when people, and I want people to listen to this too, as we have businesses, come correct, you guys. Come correct, because it takes a lot, to run a business. It takes a lot to invest in the certain areas, because sometimes you got to focus, like this first quarter. It may be something in our business you only had to focus on. You going to have to put something on the back burner.
All the time.
All the time. It may be your social media. You may be saying, you know what, I know I need to update that website, but that ain't the priority right now. I got to get my bookkeeping. So it's certain things that's more priority to work on in your business. So when people come to you and they kind of want to shortchange you, shortcut, well, why is this price? You messing with the culture of my business doing that. And that's where, a lot of women businesses, like, we don't support each other as much as we can. You can just buy that $15 shirt from her.
Yes.
Oh, I'm going to just get it cheap at Foreman Mills. I'm going to just get it somewhere. No, just come on now.
Just support her.
Just support.
And I tell people all the time, I said, I just support black businesses because they black. And I don't care what nobody think of that. I don't care how that sounds.
Right.
Yes, I support them because they are black. Yes, I do. Yeah. Yes, I do. I'm sorry. I don't have, well, what else? It ain't nothing else.
Ain't nothing else.
It don't mean it ain't nothing else for me. Just that they black. I want to support my community, and I want to start programming myself to keep my dollars in my community.
Yeah.
We the only ones ain't doing it, but we the only ones frowned upon for doing it.
Yeah. And that's right. And even listening to you when you say that, because I would hear people say, well, just because it's black, I don't have to support it. Some people don't run their business right, but we have to also remember that a lot of us wasn't taught. We're they're winging it, not to make an excuse for it, but a lot of people don't have finances to hire a business.
Yeah.
So I tell people, when I talk to them, reach out to SCORE.org. It's a great, oh my God, it's a great resource, you guys. If you are trying to, develop a business, if you already have a business and you're like, Lonnie, I don't have $5,000. I don't have $10,000 to be paying for. SCORE.org. Those people are professional. They are amazing. I still have a SCORE mentor that I meet quarterly. When I need, so I still go to their little workshops, all of that, because it's a resource.
Yes, you have to keep growing.
Use the resource.
You have to keep growing.
So I would encourage you guys to go there, because we can't use that as an excuse all the time, like, oh, I didn't know I can use that.
Right.
No, use those things to grow your business in a more professional way. And like you say, it's just you. A lot of times it is just us. So we're trying to answer the phone, respond to the email. Then the moment somebody don't respond to an email, they go on Facebook, they go on Instagram. Oh, I ain't buying nothing else from that place again. It's like, it was only one day. You're inboxing somebody at 11 o'clock at night.
Exactly.
Like, you wouldn't do that to another race. So why do that? Because you see the person logged on. Oh, I ordered this and they didn't respond.
And I'm glad you said that, because we won't do that to another race. How many? I have been in plenty other establishments by Asians, Vietnamese, whites, and Italians, and they have fell short. They have fell short too.
They're human.
And you still come back and spend your money. Just like in our community, I could never this right here is what got me out of the carryouts in the hood. Is when they start putting up those bulletproof glass,
and we still
go in there. I said, oh no, I will not give you
they
my
give you the money right through the little thing. And we walk out there, get our food as happy as ever. They ain't giving you no discount. You didn't ate there for years on the block. They know you. They know everything. You never once in there said, hold on, mama, son. I paid, $4.50 for this fish and cheese. Can I get it for $3? No. You never think to do that.
They asking you, be short 2 cents. They waiting for them 2 pennies.
They waiting for your 2 pennies.
They waiting for your 2 pennies.
They not going to say, I got you. Come back
They
tomorrow.
would rather give you back all your money than for you to short them.
Come on now.
They will give you back all your money before you short them.
Nails, everything.
Yep.
They did messed up people. You don't curse them out. But the sister who's trying to feed her kids, she started up her nail business. She falls short one time, because you know how many times we done went into the other people's salons and they wasn't always on time. They walking through the door and then Maylene just one of them right there. We sit there. But the sister can't be late. So, and I say that's a lot even in my dance business, where we can't do nothing wrong. We got to be on our P's and Q's. But if you take your child to another race and allow them to train there, they can have the worst technique. You wouldn't say nothing. You wouldn't say anything. You would just, oh yeah, they doing this for my child. They doing it. And you like, well, what is she learning?
Yeah, and that's a false sense of reality, because we can't live up to that. We're not perfect
at all. And it's just so unfair. It put us in another box where it's like, how do we live in our purpose and really do what we need to do when we always getting criticized?
Right.
That's and a lot of people have got out of entrepreneurship for that. They're
because of that.
They're like, I'm done.
That's why I said entrepreneurship is not for everyone, because people don't understand how it's hard out here to stay consistent and to continue to run a business. We can even see how some of the big name businesses that we know are going out of business. Are going out of business. So it takes a lot. It takes a lot, and there's different levels. And so you got to be able to stay on your P's and Q's and give the consumer what they want. And the consumer have to say, hey, this is like a new era now where you got so many black women having businesses. Let us off the hook. Let us live. Let us prosper. We can do this together.
We can.
But we have to grow. We have to grow together. And it's not going to get any better until we all come together and support one another.
Every year we grow, because think about years ago, look at some of the grocery stores. Years ago, there was no checkout line for, self-checkout.
Self-checkout.
There was no self-checkout. So every year, they're adding new things. Now when you go to McDonald's, they got this big screen now where you, again, every business is growing to develop. Okay, they're listening to the customers, what they want. They have the money to be able to hire people to come in and kind of critique their business and say, hey, what else do we need to do? Unfortunately, a lot of us small businesses don't have that.
Absolutely.
We judge and we go to social media and talk about you versus, hey, I would like to speak to Mignon and tell her, that was a great event, but however, there was just some little tweaks that I think, without letting the whole world know, and it's a way to do it.
Right.
It's a way to do it, because you can go to somebody in love and say, well, the next time I noticed you needed a little bit more help, let me know when your next event and maybe I can come volunteer.
Absolutely. That's how you help.
That's how you
That's
help.
how you change it.
Not sit there in the audience
and criticize.
Girl, they late again, or this happened. Who did the decor up in here? And we do that so much that it's like, how do... and then you got, the poor little business owners, they're like, I can't take this no, I'm going back to work.
Yeah. That happened to me 2 times.
That definitely happened to me.
In my 12-year journey with my nonprofit, I went back to work twice because of getting out here and, not getting the support that I thought I would, and people helping, and people always got something to say, but then they not helping. But yet when they need a resource or service, they calling me. Well, how do you think do I have that if you ain't contribute? I always tell people, I think you should treat these businesses, just like you treat the church. What God says is that you take money to the storehouse, so when you need it, there's something there for you. So if you know that there's a business out here that may be a resource to you, like a nonprofit, what I do for domestic violence and different programs, you never know when you may need it. Donate some money to the organization. Help us help somebody.
Yeah.
You know?
You never know when it'll hit your family.
Absolutely.
Because
I had to turn somebody away when it went with the recent government shutdown. Now, this person has been a friend of mine for years, never contributed to my organization. But do you know, when the government shut down their good government job, they was in my inbox asking me, is there anything I can give them and help them?
Wow.
Oh, now you know my number. Now you can reach out to me. Now you want something. But all my events that you seen, you never shared it. You never attended. You never did anything. But now you want a resource from me. How do you think I got any resource if everybody was like you? Which most times it is, because a lot of stuff come out my own pocket.
Okay, yeah.
I have to fund my own business to keep it going. Sometimes I have to go without to make sure somebody else's life is a little better. Yeah. That's the sacrifices of real entrepreneurship. Come on now.
People don't realize that you take a lot. Sometimes we go back to work so we can use that money to be able to cover our bills, so we not out in the street. Yep. And then sometimes whatever's left over when we have events, we got to make sure that the event at least look decent. So that's our money again.
It costs money.
So when people are asking you, you know, the ticket cost is this, oh, they charging this, or even if you can't come, that was a wake-up call for me. I was like, well, I know I can't come.
Donate a ticket to a sister that's worse off than you.
Come on now.
I tell to people all the time, oh, well, I ain't going to be able to come. Well, then donate a ticket. I know some sisters in the shelter that would love to come to get this education.
Absolutely.
So just buy a ticket. I can get somebody in the seat.
And it's nothing, you guys. Sometimes you got to be able to turn down your plate. It's okay. Turn down that movie ticket. Turn down you going to happy hour.
Yep.
It's
just that simple.
It's just that simple. You mean a $30 ticket that can save somebody's life? You can't be there. But a sister that's right now going through on social media about saying that she don't want to live,
that's right.
live no more.
Keep it real.
Come on now. And sometimes I remember times when women, because I was going through, and I remember being at the shelter where some people would say, Lonnie, what you doing this weekend? When I would have my weekend pass from the shelter, I'm coming to get you, and they would stay with me for the whole, they would let me stay with them at their house for the whole weekend. Just to say, you know, I'm not going to go on a date this weekend.
Exactly.
You know how much that meant to me?
It changed your life.
It changed my life. I would never forget that you turned down a date or you turned down a dinner that you could have went to, that you could have, the meal was paid for, but no, you said, you know what? I'm going to allow this person who I know in this shelter just to be able to sit and have a decent meal. It's just that simple, you guys. That simple.
And you know, a lot of us in life, we don't even know that it's that simple, because God has so many people assigned to us. And see, you was assigned to that woman that did that, but she was in tune in God and heard the call and knew. And then if she would have missed it, if anything would have happened to her, your blood would have been on her hands. How many people can be able to stand to God and give an account of all the blood that's on their hands because of selfishness?
Just selfishness. And it just costs nothing. When people are doing toy drives and coats, some of you guys got just
more than enough.
Come on, you on your way to get another coat. Just simple stuff. And then I just say to people, like, even in my field, going to different dance studios, teaching, and just seeing how people won't even sacrifice for their child.
Yeah.
You were like back in the day, they didn't even have much, and people would sacrifice not having a perm in their head for their baby to be able to go on that field trip.
That's right.
Now you walk around now and you're like, hold on, you won't even sacrifice you getting some braids to throw a wig on so your baby to be able to dance.
Yep.
and you seeing what the environment is about. And again, that's your daughter that's coming up to be a woman.
That's right.
You won't even sow that seed. It's not that important. So many people say they don't got, they don't have. And the more you say that, I'm a firm believer in that. The more you say that to yourself, you won't.
The least
have.
You
won't, because you're speaking that into your spirit.
That's right.
You gotta say, I do have.
Yep.
God, I am abundant.
Yep.
You gonna provide all my needs.
Yep.
Guess what? People, your phone will be ringing off the hook. Oh, God, I ain't know how I was gonna eat, but this person called me up and said, hey, I'm around the corner. Let me buy you
That
something.
has happened for me in my life plenty of times. Still to this day, when things come up, I be like, God, I don't know how you're going to do it.
But you're going to do it.
But you're going to do it. Because I have learned to say if I'm doing this work for God, then I don't have to worry about how to do it. I just got to make it happen.
I just got to do it.
God that's his part to do. He going to already put it on the hearts of the people to help. And when you go to them and talk to them, it's going to be confirmation. They're going to be like, God told me to do this for you. Or God said this. I ain't got to do nothing. Simple. I ain't got to do nothing
and you
big.
Can feel when God is telling you to do something for something. And not the boast about it. That bothers me too when you go feed the homeless. Like I always talk about this. When you go feed. Don't pull out your phone. Don't do that. They're already embarrassed of where they at. You don't need to record, because I remember talking to a young lady that was homeless out on H Street, and she asked me, why do people do that? If you come to feed, you don't need to take a picture with me eating a sandwich. I said, because they're in the wrong motive. If you're going to help, and you want to help women's shelter, and you want to go speak to women, unless they give you permission, don't do it. Some people don't even know. Don't want nobody know the condition. Some people have relocated, trying to get away from people, domestic violence.
I know that with me. That's how it is with me. I go to the shelter and I feed them all the time, and I don't ever show any of the women. I take a picture of the food. Because there's people who have supported, so I let them see what their money paid for.
That's it.
But I don't take no pictures with no people. When I go out and feed the homeless, I don't need no home. Because one day, and it's true, is that a very good friend of mine, I seen him in a picture of another colleague was feeding the homeless, and he was in it with her. And she was like, these were two of the awesome guys. I was at this homeless shelter, so I inboxed her. I said, that's my family member. Where was he at? And she was like, oh, my God, I got to take that down. I am so sorry. I said, yeah, because you never know who know that person. And like you said, with domestic violence, a lot of people have relocated running for their lives. And you got your camera out taking pictures of people. You could put their life in jeopardy.
In danger. So just being present, just thoughtful, because I notice when you have your phone out, you're not present in the moment of what's happening. So you have to be present in the community.
That's right.
Because you'll miss something, or, you can call somebody their life.
That's right.
Because, again, a lot of these women have been relocated. And it's like, don't put me in no picture. I didn't give you no permission to do that. So just respecting you guys when it comes to that. But I'm just so excited about this month. It's just a lot of things in the media. Like we see my girl who got the Oscar, Regina King.
Oh, my goodness. That was awesome.
That was amazing.
That was awesome.
But look at the process, you guys.
The process.
That's what I really seen. When I seen that, and then I posted a picture of where she started. And it may have been a picture prior to that, because somebody had told, they was like, oh, she ain't started on that movie. She started way before that. But it just goes to show you it's a process to everything. Stop being so quick to get the accolades and get the success right away.
There's no overnight success.
There's no overnight. Or don't feel like because you see somebody chapter 30, and now you comparing it to your chapter 2.
That's right.
That's your chapter 2. They've been doing this for 30-something years. Sweat and tears in the community, on the block, handing out flyers. You know, back in the day, that's what we did. Now you got social media, but a lot of that back in the day was footwork.
And a lot of people want, like in this day and time, we have so many people, they don't want to wait their turn. They would rather go out there and get hooked up with someone, like you said, coming in, they got 15 years in and they got 2 years in, and they want to come in and they want to ride off of your success thinking that they deserve it. You got to realize, hey, this is hard work. You got to pay your dues.
You do.
You have to pay your dues.
do.
I don't care who you think you getting linked up with. You got to pay your dues, because they're going to be like, well, we know her, but who are you? And what have you done?
Yeah.
You got to make a name for yourself.
For yourself. And sometimes, you know, the seasons too where you gotta serve. Mm-hmm. You know, y'all, you know, you want to take all the, like you said, the credit, but this may be your season to serve. Where every time that person goes somewhere, you need to be there. You know, at the speaking engagements, you need to be at, while they on stage, you need to be working the table.
Yep.
Because you need to know how to run the back scenes.
Yeah.
Just like I would tell my dancers, you need to know how to perform and be able to handle the backstage.
That's right.
What's going on backstage? Do you know how to do the lighting? You? And that's when you go to school, you'll learn that you have to learn every element of dance. It's not just, oh, I've been doing 8 counts for years. Okay, well, run the lights. Go run the lights. Go take the cues. Then they're looking like, I don't know how to do that. You missed the call when you were supposed to be serving. You missed that part. So when the person asks you to come along with them to their speaking engagement or to a community event, you thought you was too good for that. Oh, I ain't doing that. They must think I'm their little pet or something. I'm not doing that. That was the time you was supposed to be learning.
That's right.
You supposed to went on that ride
Yep.
for months.
Yep.
God may tell you do it for years
Yep.
until you get what you need.
Yep.
And you don't move just because somebody else then put something in your ear like, well, you know, you could be doing what she doing right. You don't got to be under her. You don't move. That's the enemy. You move when God tell you to move, and you make sure that you move, and it's in positivity.
Yes.
It's in harmony, because you ain't just jumping ship and just like, oh, you on your own and now there's animosity. That ain't God.
That's right.
That's not God. You go and have that conversation. Oh, now I think, you know, I'm thinking about doing my own show, or now I'm thinking about being a speaker. You know, I've learned from you. I watched you be on the stage. I took notes. I've been able to work your book table. You got to be able to do all of those things.
Yep. And it's so amazing is that God will strategically do that, because before I ever knew that I would ever have a nonprofit, I was the executive assistant to a president of a nonprofit.
Wow.
And I just was doing it because at that time I was in the secretarial field. So I just was growing. And so when I got that job and at the nonprofit, and I seen her hustle and seeing how such hard work she put in, and us being in the office, and she was a black woman. And sometimes we would be there some months and Pepco would come and get ready to turn the lights out. And she would be like, how much can I give you this to keep it on? And when I seen her struggle and her keep every day showing up and seeing the sacrifices that she made, it taught me to be like, you know, work hard and get it the right way. Because now she's a millionaire now.
See?
But I remember when those 7, 8, 9, 10 years where she had to grind and hustle and hustle. And I met her through my godmother. And my godmother used to always talk about her in a negative way. She need to close that little business down and go back to the government, because she left. She used to she was the director of one of the DC government agencies, and she let it go to follow her dream of her own business. And that's how my godmother knew her. And my godmother used to always say she need to close that little business down and go back to work. She knows she need money, you know, this, that, and that. But her daughter was grown. Her only child was grown, married. She didn't have to worry about. That was the perfect time in her life. It was just her to hustle, like it is for me. I don't have no children at home, no husband. I can hustle all day long. And her now, she's a millionaire, got $1 million contracts up and down the East Coast.
And then when people see her end result, people hate on it. But you don't know the blood, sweat, and tears that came before that. When you was
being
hustling.
laughed at and everything.
You know, a lot of people was laughed at their little ideas. And now you the first to buy it in the store. This is a good saying, too. People don't support you until they see who supports you.
That's right. Yep.
I believe that statement wholeheartedly because you can have something out for years. You can promote it, but the one time they see a celebrity or somebody shout you out, everybody, it's like the patty pie.
Yeah.
Right? Just like the patty pie. That pie had been sitting in Walmart all that time, right?
Yeah.
That pie, we didn't walk past the aisle. We ain't care nothing about the darn pie. But the one moment that guy made a song about the patty pie, it went viral.
Yep.
Everybody every Walmart, people was driving 2 hours just to get them a patty pie. Why? Whose name was on it? Patty LaBelle.
And not only was they buying the sweet potato pie, they even brought out the peach cobbler.
All because her name was on it and who advertised for it. And it's just so crazy when you have friends that's near you that have ideas and they have stuff and they're doing it legit. Why don't you just support it? Why don't you just say, okay, I'm going to get it now. Don't wait till they blow up. And then all of a sudden, I got to grab her book. I got to. Well, the book been available for some years now.
I tell people all the time, I say, y'all got my number now. I say, but one day you're going to call that number and my assistant is going to get it. I said, and you're going to know at that time that you don't have access to me.
Yes.
That's when you'll get it.
That's when you'll get it. Well, I'm not running my own social medias. You can inbox me, but it ain't me.
It ain't me.
It ain't me.
It ain't me anymore.
Because we never know who around us. We never know. It can happen to any of us where somebody get discovered, somebody will watch your show, and then all of a sudden they like, hold on, I've been following Mignon. We need her a part of OWN network.
Amen.
We
I
want to
receive
sign
it.
her. We want to sign her because we ain't had a show like that on OWN. And then all of a sudden you're like, you signed me, little old me? What? I'm over here just at Voxway. What you talking about? And then next thing you know, everybody who you've been probably inboxing to be on the show, would you like to be a part? Everybody wants to be on the show now.
They're going to kick down the door to get on. Now it's not available.
Because why? The network has taken over.
The network has changed now.
The network say we pick the gas.
Yep. it's not in my control. And I'm fine with that.
That is that's what happens.
That's what happens.
That's what happens.
And you know, it's so funny because me and my sister always had this thing about, like, you know, those type of people that when they come around and you didn't got to this level of success, my sister, we always say when people come to us, like, we're going to be like, security. Security, can you come get these people away from me? I don't know who that is.
I don't know who they are. Who? Oh, the same person I inboxed a while ago about being on your event, or, you know, you donating coats to some of the shelters.
One of your many coats. But let me tell you this story real quick about that, and this is so true. I remember one year I was having a pocketbook drive, and so I was collecting pocketbooks to put toiletries in it for the women at the shelter, right? And so my aunt, oh my goodness, my aunt had so many things. She was a woman of so much material things, right? So I had went to her and I was like, can I get 10 of your 2,000 pocketbooks? And she was like, what? I ain't got no pocketbooks to give, girl. I said, well, no. I told her what I was going to do. She was like, child, please, right? So lo and behold, my aunt gets called home to glory to God in 2013. So I asked my cousin at that time, I said, can I get some of your mother's pocketbooks? Never got them. Last year, those same pocketbooks came back around, and they was just giving me everything. And I said, look at this. I said, now I still got the pocketbooks, right? Because one thing about what God do, he going to still let you get what belongs to you.
Yeah,
he going to still let you get what's for you. So it came back around. I had like about 30, 40 pocketbooks. And then so as I got them and I started taking them out the, the little bags and stuff, they started crumbling up, breaking apart and everything. And I looked at it, I said, wow. I said, that's amazing. I said, look at that. I said, these bags could have been with somebody else that could have used it, could have had a nice bag just to make them a woman feel that much better. You know, we like when we get a new bag, a pair of socks, whatever.
Anything.
And it's a joy that we could have gave to another woman with these bags. And look how when we let materialistic things do. Look how it just crumbled up. It meant nothing.
Meant nothing. And we hold on
to it like that.
And it's just material. It's cloth.
It's cloth.
It's thread. That's what gets me. It's thread. It's cloth. It's fabric.
That's it.
And we would literally...
We hold on to it.
Hold on to it. For what? And it could have been a blessing to somebody else. Shoes you ain't never wore but one time. But won't do it. But won't do it. Just like when prom season, you guys, is coming up, there's going to be a lot of young women who don't have the resources, right, to get a prom dress or hair done and all of these type of things. Guess what? You guys, some of y'all got these services where you can sponsor a child.
Yes.
Don't let, because you have arrived or you feel like you have arrived and you got so big status that you can't do that. Identify somebody, say, you know what? Can somebody reach out to hair so-and-so, let them know that I want to sponsor 3 girls.
Yes.
It's nothing.
Makeup artists, give back your services. Like sometimes in business, we know we in business for profit. But sometimes you have to give back. And a lot of people do, but we need more to do it. We need more because there's so many people that there's a need.
There's a need.
There's a big need.
And don't do it and then give half work. Don't do that.
No.
Don't give a dress that you know you wouldn't wear.
That's right.
Give something that you look at and say, you know what? I'm glad I was able.
Yes.
Because remember, it might be a time where you're not able.
Yep.
But while you're able, where your hands are still working, you're breathing, you're not sick, that you can be a blessing to a young girl that's graduating this year.
Yes.
And to make her day, because a lot of us know some of them. We know people who coming from these homes that their moms really don't have it. They may be strung out on drugs.
Absolutely.
Grandma may be raising them. Auntie, reach out to one of those people so you can figure out, hey, I want to sponsor this girl her whole prom.
That's right.
Her whole prom.
That's right.
Do it.
Yep.
Do it. Because that's what I had
Let's
growing
challenge
up.
some people to do
Yes. Like,
yes.
Please, people, it's just, I know for me, I do it all the time. All the time, because I know I was that girl who grandmother raised her, and my mom was on drugs, and there was a lot of community people who always helped my grandmother out when it came to her grandkids. So I really believe that there's a lot of grandmas out here that's still taking care of kids.
Absolutely.
Aunties that's trying to do the best that they can. So just reach out.
Yes.
Reach out. See some of them young people on your page that you know need a mentor. Some of y'all are saying you want to mentor these kids and really be a part of their life. Don't tell them you're going to mentor them and see them one time, take a picture, and then you don't see these kids no more. That stuff matters.
Please don't do that. If you don't have the time, don't sign up
Just
for it.
Just don't sign up. My son still got the same mentor. same mentor through an organization when Isaiah was probably 10 or 9. My son is about to graduate. And the sad thing is, he's not one of ours. Caucasian. That been with him and would spend time. He feels bad when he goes out of the country for work. And he have to call me, Lonnie, I won't be able to meet Isaiah this weekend, but next weekend, just the consistency.
That's what they need.
They need
the consistency.
So you gotta be consistent, you guys. If you're gonna sign up to be any of these children mentors, mentor them. It's not just about spending the money, so don't feel like you gotta every weekend spend money, because a lot of times my son and his mentor would just go play basketball.
Absolutely.
He'd just say, come down, bring the ball down, and call it a day.
Absolutely. And I want to plug one of the organizations that I am a mentor for, Daughters with a Purpose, and there's also the boys side of that, which is man-to-man mentoring. You can check them out on Facebook and Instagram. We are looking for mentors. But like we said, only if you're serious and only if you really want to dedicate some time to really make a difference in another child's life, because they need it and they are begging for it.
They are. They are begging, and they shouldn't have to beg when there's so many of us out here that have the resources. So thank you so much for another amazing show here at the Breakthrough Lounge. Yes, so it's been phenomenal, you guys. So tag a sister, tag a woman, a queen, anybody know that you know is rocking it out. Just tag her, give her some love, because we need it. Until next time, just be super blessed, and I'll see you back here next week, same time, same place, Vox Wave Radio. Love you guys. Have a good night.
Good night.
This